Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Hope everybody had a good 3-day weekend. Markets are up today. Dow futures up 467. NASDAQ futures up 288. S&P futures up 71. VIX down 0.5%. It's interesting. It wasn't too long ago here that it was positive with the markets being up. So that was definitely interesting. Tesla up 2 1/3. Nvidia up a little over 2%. Nvidia has earnings tomorrow. PLTR up 2 3/4. Most stocks in the green. Bell's going to ring here in about 30 seconds. Morning, Abash. Morning, JG. Morning, Krish. Dow futures up 465. NASDAQ futures up 290. S&P futures up 71. VIX down 0.5%. And there is the bell. A little bit of a push down here in the last 5 minutes. One DTE for me is that VIX is down, is in the red, down 0.5%. Tesla with a good push up. Apple came down to pre-market lows and bounced. Oops. VIX is now positive. So it's interesting that the Dow's up almost 400 points, but the VIX is up. So I think I'll just, it's the day after a 3-day holiday. I did look back at see how I did on the Tuesday after Memorial Day last year, and it was a minus 5,900 TLC day. At one full winner, like a 40% out, and then 3 full stops. So interesting. S&P futures coming down, but SPX going up. Looks like Trump media announces $2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury deal. It's just announced. Premiums getting juiced here. S&P futures falling, SPX going up. So I think I'll just be very patient this morning till this market can shake itself out. A lot of odd things happening right now. Apple coming back down to pre-market lows, trying to hold here. See if Apple pushes through pre-market lows. It looks like it wants to hold. Barely broke through there and then popped right back up. It's tempting to take that, be a low risk trade, but you can kind of see here where it has bounced, but I'm just going to stay out still, and now it's breaking through it. Yeah. VIX with a pretty good spike up. VIX now up over 1.5%. VIX up over 2% now. Dow futures now only up 289. NASDAQ has been coming down. It's still up though, 235. S&P up 54. See, Apple came down, touched Friday's high, and then bounced. Wants to stay up there, it looks like. Hood coming down, PLTR coming down. Don't see any big volume. BABA getting close. Does not look like it's going to get there, though. No, Tesla, not really even close, really. Nothing really close. And VIX coming back down now. Tesla pushed up, pulling back a little bit now. It's well above pre-market highs. So I don't think I'm going to get in that. S&P actually kind of choppy here. The last two bars so far have been within the range of that first one. No 1 DTE for me because the market opened and the VIX was down, and then it was weird. S&P pushed up while the VIX pushed up. It went positive. Now it's coming back down. So I just didn't really know what price action was going to do out of the gates day after a holiday. So I just kind of decided to sit out the 1 DTE here. But it looks like I don't know. You don't see very often the Dow up 400 points and the VIX being positive. So it's just that's kind of an odd. I'm just going to hold off right now. Apple came down, pushed through yesterday's or Friday's high. So not seeing anything yet. I want to get in. Yeah, I mean, if you open up a 1DT right out of the gates, you're probably going to be positive in it now because price hasn't moved out of that initial bar zone. This is a good time probably to roll with an Elmo as well. Some good theta decay. VIX just went into the red. Apple's still struggling though. Apple coming down through its lows. So yeah, we've talked a lot about putting on Elmos earlier in the in the morning, and like this would be a situation to go ahead and I just fired one. It's like, okay, you've got the first bar, and then you got these 3 bars now that have been within the same range of that first bar. Nothing's broke out into one way or the other. Price starting to come up. So apparently over the weekend, Trump said that he was extending a pause on the 50% tariffs to like July 9th or something. So that's why the market gapped up. So must still be liking that. Not seeing any mighty 90s or anything else. So S&P coming right up to where the first bar pushed up. So kind of choppy right now. Tesla had a nice push up. Now it's been chopping. Coinbase coming down to lows. AMD getting a potential mighty 90 short, but Yeah, bell's going to ring here. Technically, it's a mighty 90. So a lot of stocks just chopping. Yeah, Apple sitting right at, well, it went through pre-market lows, but has since bounced right back up to pre-market lows. VIX since it had an initial push up has come straight down. So yeah, I'm sure if you did a 1 DTE, probably having some good theta decay right now. Not found anything I really want to get in yet because it's all been pretty choppy. Hood with a big reversal, now coming back, now going through highs of day. Nothing really pushing through highs of day, though. CrowdStrike did. I guess CrowdStrike had a mighty 90 short as well, but it's pretty strong. Hood's trying to get through highs of day. MSTR coming down. Looks like it might get a mighty 90 long. So if MSTR comes back down to its lows here, I might get long on this mighty 90. I would trade the 380 calls. Just getting a little bit of a volume pop. Needs to come down and give me a little bit better. It's popping up, so may not come down for me. Apple coming down through lows of day though, right at lows of day. Yeah, MSTR popped up already. I'll keep my eye on it, but yeah, not a good entry spot right there. All right, S&P now pushing through highs of day. So it looks like it's still trending up. I've already hit one profit target on Elmo's. Kind of did that instead of the 1 DTE. CrowdStrike just straight up. Goog right up to highs. Tesla still chopping. Yeah, Hood. And MSTR is coming back down a little bit. Still watching the 380 calls. Needs to come right down to lows. All right, MSTR coming down on the 380 calls. Gonna go ahead and jump in here. See if I can get filled at 780. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get filled here. Filled at 785. It's the 380 calls in MSTR for a mighty 90 long. Goog going through highs. Yeah, it's like I thought I got a pretty good fill, but you can get a better fill in MSTR than me. SMCI pushing up. SMCI might get a big volume bar. Man, I thought I got a really good fill, but MSTR is still coming down. SMCI with a big volume bar to the upside. I've got an order at 865 to close half my MSTR. Yeah, Hood along with SMCI volume runners to the upside. No pullback in SMCI. Pretty nice push up there in the S&P now. Went through highs of day. Hood pulling back just a little bit. It's going to need to pull back more than that for me. So we'll be looking for 2 consecutive green bars from MSTR. Tesla going through highs now. Meta just went through highs. MSTR struggling a bit though. Yeah, SMCI just straight up. See, Hood's pulling back a little bit. I need Hood to pull back a little bit more. Wow, what a push up by SMCI. Pretty good push up by a lot of stocks, actually. Another big volume bar in SMCI. Still waiting on MSTR to rebound, though. MSTR gave us one bar. Can it give us another? MSTR is struggling. Now coming down through lows of day. Now, do I want to add to it? I did position size to add to it. I'm going to wait a little bit. SMCI pulling back a little bit. Yep. Just had another Elmo hit. Let's see, SMCI, I would trade the 42.5 calls. Filled at $1.42. Got to jump off here in about 10 minutes. I've got an appointment at 9:30. So I'm long SMCI and a volume runner and a Mighty 90 long in MSTR. Neither are cooperating yet. S&P is still trending up, though. Not a red bar in sight in the S&P. Yeah, MSTR still coming down. Yeah, I don't think I'll add to it. Yeah, NASDAQ's highs of day. A lot of stocks highs of day, except the two that I'm in. Two that I'm in are no bueno. SMCI hasn't really moved much, though. SMCI is like, it's had such a big push up. It's like, okay, is it at exhaustion? You got to kind of take that into consideration. VIX has just been coming straight down. So I'm 4-0 in Elmo's. Not going to put any more on, though, until I can see VIX, maybe after a VIX spike or something. Because if it keeps coming down like that, premiums are going to get pretty tight. I've got an order at $1.60 to close half my SMCI. Amazon coming up to its highs of day. Yeah, Amazon through highs of day. Still no red out of the NASDAQ or S&P. VIX straight down. Come on, MSTR. Let's rebound here. Yeah, I've got a guy coming over here in 15 minutes to do air duct cleaning. Never had that done here. House. Seems like there's dust everywhere all the time, though. S&P, NASDAQ still going up. Man, MSTR just not pushing with it. Still looking for 2 consecutive green bars out of MSTR. Yeah, hood going through highs of day. So if you got long hood there, I guess it did come down more than it did come down nicely on that second red bar after the big volume bar. I didn't see that, but I went in on SMCI instead. MSTR coming down to Friday's close. I want to see it bounce off that. SPX just slowly pushing up. Yeah, hood pushing up. Darn it. Picked the wrong one. Yeah, MSTR still coming down. Jeez. I'm still going to wait for 2 consecutive green bars here. I'm not going to add to it, though. MSTR just went red. So, but I got to jump off. So, SMCI, I'll just hold it. If it comes down below the price bar of that big green bar, I would close it. And I'm waiting for 2 consecutive greens in MSTR. So that's my plan. I will see everybody during Power Hour. Peace.